Hey guys, Captain Mike. Welcome to Whiskey and Literature. I talk about whiskey and books, and today it is whiskey. There's a liquor store near my house that I like a lot. I like the owner and his wife. They're super nice, but the store is right across the street from a beach access point. And so they really cater to the beach crowd. I mean, usually the only bottles that I buy from them are bottles of wine or gin for the wife, or perhaps a basic bottle if I'm out of a Jim Beam White Label or a double rye or something kind of like that. I'm in an apartment right now as our house is being rebuilt, and I'm over in a different part of town. I'm over on MLK and kind of the north part of St. Pete. And there is another liquor store here nearby that I have really grown to like. And I just wanted to share with you some bottles. I bought a bottle from them today, a store pick single barrel, and I thought, it'd be nice to just, I'm not going to say the name of the store, though if you know, you'll be able to figure it out pretty easily. They really cater to the enthusiast, and better than that, they do it at MSRP. I mean, these bottles you can find. You want to go buy a Pappy whatever tomorrow, you can go find one. You want to go find a Thomas H. Handy, you can go find one, but you're going to be paying. I'm not saying he's got those bottles, or if he does, I haven't seen them. But he does have nice bottles, and the ones he sells, he sells it at MSRP, and I think that is great. So let's go through a couple of the, I'm not going to deep dive in any way the bottles that I've gone through, and then we're going to drink the bottle that I picked up today. So the first one that I really picked up from him was the Rare Character Kelvin, KEL-802. And yes, I know it's not opened. I know the whole point of this channel in some respects now is wear the damn hat. Drink the damn whiskey. Because I lost so much whiskey in the storm last year. It just really changed my opinion. But I've heard nothing but great things about this bottle. And I'm just waiting for, I guess, the right time to drink it, which is totally against my ethos these days. But anyway, quick stats on this. It is a single berry series selected by George Awad, and it's the Kelvin series of straight bourbon whiskey. This is MGP. This is 8 years, 11 months old, cask strength, 21% rye bourbon. Nothing but great things about this. If you've had any experience with this red wax Kelvin series rare character, let us know in the comments below. I'm betting everybody who comments on this will say is pretty awesome. I don't know why I haven't opened it yet. I'm going to get to it, I promise. Rye 3 is a distillery that I've heard good things about, and I've been just kind of low-key looking for them for a couple of years now. And thanks to the local liquor store down here, they usually have 8 to 15 store picks at the store at all times. Store picks, barrel selects have not been a big part of my whiskey journey so far. It's just I haven't had a store near me with someone who picks whiskeys, and that it's been a thing that I've been looking for. I've ended up with a couple here and there through the years, but really it's not been something consistently I've been going to until now. So this is a bottle select, Rye 3 rye whiskey, cask strength, 62.1 ABV, rum cask finish. This is going to be part of my New to Me Distillery series. I'm still working my way through this bottle. I want to get a little deeper into it. I'll do that review. But spoiler alert, it's pretty great. Wilderness Trail I've done on my New to Me Distillery series this year. This is not the bottle. This is a single barrel cask strength bourbon whiskey. I did appreciate the other one that I had that I reviewed in my New to Me Distillery series. This one I got from the local store here, and I've only had one small pour, and it's really, really good. So I'm excited to get deeper into that. I'll give an update on it probably in a short video sometime soon. There are a couple bottles that I don't have here at the apartment. They're in the storage unit. One bottle I actually gave away. I think while these guys pick pretty good bottles, or pretty good barrels. I actually saw the owner recently, and I was telling him about how I've enjoyed the store picks that they've done, except the BullRun. The BullRun 8-year cask strength rye whiskey finished in tequila barrels. I took it to a friend's house as kind of a joke because I thought it was the worst whiskey I've had in a couple of years. And my friend actually really liked it. So I left it with him. And I just thought BullRun is bullcrap, man. That's didn't like that at all. And so I did tell the owner of the store that. 2 other bottles that are in this storage unit, the Penelope Havana, which is not a barrel select, but I had been going in for a couple of weeks asking if they had it. They said they were going to get it, they were going to get it, they were going to get it. Finally, I went in one day, got the Havana, pulled it out from behind underneath the counter. There it was, at MSRP, $79. Pretty good deal, pretty good whiskey. I really appreciated that. I also had the Redemption High Rye Bourbon. That's a barrel select. And wow, what a revelation that Redemption was. I thoroughly enjoyed that pour. Great pour. I went in earlier this week, and I've just established a rapport with the guys who work at this store. I mean, we've exchanged names, but they probably forgot my name, and I've forgotten all their names, honestly. But I recognize them when I go in, and we chit-chat about whiskey and just stuff, restaurants in the area and things like that. I went in a few days ago, and there was a guy I didn't recognize, and he was bringing some cases in of whiskey, and I picked out a Bardstown Bourbon Company Origin Series Wheated Bourbon, I think it was what it was, and was up there talking to the guy at the counter. And I was telling him, hey, I've really enjoyed the store. It's been great. I've got some good store picks and just some regular whiskeys from there. It's been really good. And we exchanged names, and he said his name was George. So George from the bottle there. So I think he's the owner or part owner. I'm not sure exactly. And I told him how much I appreciated the store. And he's like, well, is there anything else you need? Anything you're looking for? And I was like, I kind of froze. I wasn't sure exactly what to say because, you're always looking for certain bottles. And all I could think of is one of those tater bottles, right? That it's really been a gap in my collection is the Blanton's Gold. So I just threw that out there and said, hey, do you happen to have a Blanton's Gold? And he said, well, I don't have one here at the store. He called the other store up in Palm Harbor, and he asked the clerk, did they have a Blanton's Gold on the shelf in the back somewhere? And the guy said, yeah. And he said, well, put it aside there for Mike. And I told him, thank you very much. Didn't even ask him the price. Got in my car, drove 35 minutes up to his other store and picked up a Blanton's Gold. So $139. I didn't even ask him the price. I just drove, because I know he sells everything at MSRP. So I just drove up there. I figured that's going to be my best chance ever to get a Blanton's Gold. I've had one pour of this. Mrs. Captain and I went to Knoxville last month for her birthday, and we were at kind of a fancy restaurant one night for dinner, and I had a pour of the Blanton's Gold. I paid $50 for one pour of Blanton's Gold, and now I got a whole bottle for $139. So really, I'm just saying to you, like, encouraging you to shop local. I buy a lot of stuff at the big stores, both the national chains, and we have some larger local chains here in the Florida area. I buy a bunch of stuff there, but I do like to, and I think this is a good, clear example of how building relationships with local stores is good to you and it's good to them. I'm a Grand Reserve member that's not done anything for me at Total Wine. And tomorrow they're having a big, they're dropping a bunch of bottles at 9 a.m. And I'm like, there's no way I'm driving to Total Wine tomorrow to look at that, because there are people already in line for some of those bottles already right now. 15, 16, 17 hours before they open. I'm not going to do it. Blanton's Gold was on their list of bottles that they're selling tomorrow for $199 at Total Wine. Nice to the store owner. I get a bottle for $139. So really excited about that. The whole point of this video is I went in today just kind of on a whim as I was driving up to my house to do some, well, my house is gone. It's just an empty lot. But we have some stuff on the lot, so I was doing some work on it. On the way up there, I stopped at this liquor store here. It's kind of right by where I'm at. And I know yesterday they posted on Facebook that they were dropping a single barrel of Blanton. Buffalo Trace. So I didn't even think about it when I walked in today. I just figured it'd be all gone. And it's not something that I really, really look for. But, I mean, you can't pass up Buffalo Trace Barrel Select at $29.99, especially at a store that's got a proven record of nice barrel selects. I have actually another Buffalo Trace Barrel Select I've had like almost 2 years, and I haven't opened it. Buffalo Trace to me is like U2. I listen to Spotify every day, a lot, and I never ever select U2 to play on my list. But when it happens to shuffle over to U2, I'm like, God dang, I actually really like U2. It's just like classic and good. It makes you feel good, and it's solid and consistent. Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace is U2. I almost never reach for my Buffalo Trace bottles. I can't even tell you the last time I had a pour of Buffalo Trace. But whenever I do, I'm always like, God dang, I actually really like Buffalo Trace. This is the bottle that I say to people who are new, I'll give them this. I'll say, go find a bottle of Buffalo Trace if you can. Or if you say, I drink tequila, I drank whiskey and I don't like it. I'm like, well, have you tried Buffalo Trace? My wife has made some friends with some we're ex-Mormons, with some ex-Mormon ladies. And they came and stayed at our Airbnb that we sold last year. But when we had our Airbnb, they came and stayed a couple of years ago. And I had the privilege of taking over some whiskeys and sharing them. And it's fun because a lot of them had not all of them, but some of them had no idea of whiskey versus vodka versus tequila, rum. They had no idea what the difference is in those products. And it was fun to share with them some different whiskeys. And definitely the Buffalo Trace was a hit. It's such a solid, consistent product. Now, mash bill is undisclosed, thought to be a low rye, like say 10% bourbon. It's non-age stated. They say 6 to 9 years old, but we know it's at least 4 years old. Chill filtered for sure, bottled at 90 proof. This is a single barrel. And so the difference between a single barrel and a batch product, what it usually is. Usually I think 40 barrels or so are batched into Buffalo Trace. Difference being that a single barrel has like sharper notes. Whether those are good notes like some cherry or some nice caramel or vanilla or whatever you think a good note would be. It has some good notes to it, but it might have some sharp, funky notes or some too much oak. Maybe it's too spicy and not enough sweetness. And that's why they batch products together. When you batch whiskey, it kind of slices off the top of those high notes and brings everything down to a more consistent, product that when you are drinking it, I know guys who, man, they love this and this is what they drink. Eagle Rare and Buffalo Trace. And they do because it's consistent and it's great and that's what they like. So when you're dealing with a single barrel, there's going to be some variations. Maybe you're missing a note. Maybe it's less spicy or less caramel, less oaky. But maybe there's a sharper vanilla or something into it. Have you had any Buffalo Trace single barrels? I really don't drink a lot of Buffalo Trace, but I'm happy to do it. Like I said, it's always, Eagle Rare is that way for me too. I don't drink a lot of it. And when I do, I'm like, God dang, it's actually pretty good. It kind of surprises me with its spiciness sometimes in the Eagle Rare. Buffalo Trace, guys. It's not super lively or vibrant, but it's just nice. It's just, it's sweet. It's almost like a candy corn, but a nice vanilla note coming through. Perhaps a bit of just a thread of citrus, no real spice, no real, there's no proof, no alcohol coming off at all. It's just a nice and inviting little nose. Cheers. But man, it really delivers. It delivers on the palate. There's a nice cherry note. It's like a cherry, like a nice dark cherry just coming through. But sweet as well. Nice vanilla. I mean, it's U2, right? 3 chords and the truth. Just a touch of oakiness coming through, a little bit of oak spice coming in, just kind of rounding out those sweet notes. But that's just like, it's more of a cherry bomb coming through here with this, but some vanilla. I like Buffalo Trace. You like Buffalo Trace. We all like Buffalo Trace. I mean, it's such a good product. It's so consistent. And as it's just kind of sitting here, it's just, the spice is ramping up a little bit of cinnamon as it's kind of finishing. The mouthfeel it's not great, you know. It's chill filtered, so it takes out some of that weightiness, I think, of it. Lower proof, so the mouthfeel is just kind of what it is. But it's just leaving me with some lingering spice and sweetness and a cherry thread just coming through in the finish there. I like it. Buffalo Trace. I get why guys who just, I'm drinking Buffalo Trace and Eagle Rare, and pretty happy with it. And you know, that's a pretty damn good life, right? Guys, if you've had any experience with any of these whiskeys tonight, I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Do you have any great stores near you? Or you stick to the big stores? You like your local stores? You got a good relationship? Got some honey hole where you go and you find your good stuff? And man, it's great. It's been a revelation to me, honestly, these past 3 or 4 months. And when our house is done, I'm still gonna come back to this store and start hunting out some other stores and build those relationships. And that's really what whiskey is about: building relationships and sharing this with your friends. All right, my guys. If you've enjoyed the video, like it. It's free. Subscribe to see more of my content. Again, I talk about whiskey and books. But for now, my friends, you know what to do. I hope you're reading something good and drinking something great. And of course, wear that damn hat. Cheers.